Alright, so I got my SS18 pushed into the shop here. This actually does run. This is actually one of the last 11 tractors I bought in that recent video and road trip. So basically what I did is I hooked a battery up to it and just hit the key and it started right up. Now it was only running on the rear cylinder and the front one wasn't firing, and that's because the ignition coil here, it's going to be tough to see inside, is very corroded. You can see this one right here where that's where the front spark plug wire was hooked up. It's totally corroded. The back one's better. The front one's super corroded. So I just replaced the entire ignition coil with basically the exact same one with two different spark plug wires. Also, the front spark plug wasn't making any spark either, which is strange. So I replaced that, did a compression test. It tested just over 60, which is about normal for these engines, it seems like. That's what all of them seem to be. And then it does run on both cylinders now. However, I did check the oil before doing that, and I did notice it was over full, but I've never smelled it. And it smells a lot like gas, and you can tell it's dripping all over the place. It's really thin. So there's quite a bit of gas in that. It knocks pretty bad and smokes. I only had it running for like 2-3 minutes, so I don't think I would have done any damage to it. But being it ran and drive, you know, before I got it, tells me that the previous owner was running it like that and probably didn't know there was gas in the oil and did some damage to the engine. It's probably still going to knock, but once as I drain this oil and put some fresh stuff in, it shouldn't smoke anymore at least. So I'm going to get this oil draining, and then I'm going to come back and maybe we'll figure out this hood situation, because this nose cone, this is one that I found because it didn't come with one, is actually, you know, the normal part where it breaks isn't broken, but the hinges are. So that's going to be a little tricky to fix. I mean, I could just cut it, you know, on each side here and do my wooden repair that I do on all the other ones. But being that this isn't broken here and it's just broken on the hinge, I think I can do something a little bit better to fix that without completely destroying it. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll get that floorboard fixed because that's bent up, probably from tire chains. Maybe put a seat on here that flips, because that one doesn't flip, so you can't get to the gas tank. I'd like to clean up this fender, because that's got some paint misted on it, and just clean up the rest of it. But I'm going to get that oil draining, and we'll kind of go from there. Alright, so I thought I'd come back and give you a little update. So I started scrubbing the paint with these. They always seem to work really good for this. Just have a bucket of water, dip it in there, and just kind of scrub away. I got most of this kind of whitish grayish color off of here. That it wasn't coming off, but I do have a few other of those that are the same style, because 18 horse, like this engine, has this more of a triangle thing, and the 16 horse has like a circle. So I do have one of those that will fit. That is the 18 horse one, but the 16 horse ones, like off of SS16, those will fit just fine. They just look different, is it? But this fender's starting to, you know, come clean too. So I was just going to scrub the whole thing down with these, but I wanted to show you, you know, a little bit ahead of time. I do have a jack under that side to have the tractor tipped so I can get most of this gassy oil out that I possibly can. So I'm going to let that drain for a while more and scrub this thing down, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. I'd set the camera up and show you me scrubbing it, but that's kind of lame. So I'll just come back and show you when that's all done. So another progress update, I did finish wiping down the whole frame with that steel wool. There is a little bit of that paint left. I switched out to the seat with one that flips up, and I got realizing this gas cap says not vented. So what I did is I actually drilled a hole right there to make it vented. So shouldn't have any problems with it getting fuel now. There's a little bit of gas still in the tank that came with it, so that's kind of neat that, you know, it already came with gas. Kind of funny actually. So kind of fixing the nose cone here. So as you can see, the actual part that always breaks is perfectly fine, but the hinge is broke. So what I did is I just drilled a hole, stuck a bolt through it, and put these little pieces of metal here that I can run a bolt through and bolt it to the lower grill down there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to toss this hood on there. I need to get a hood chain, which is just going to be a little wimpy chain or a cable I have because it's missing the original one. Put that on here. Guess I should probably add oil. That would be probably a good idea because it's all drained out. And then probably drive this over to the pressure washer, pressure wash it, and then see what we do from there. Alright, so I got the hood put back on. So what I was just showing you with those little metal things I put on, there seems like they're holding, and the cool thing is the way that it pushes down on the bolt, that actually still puts weight on the original fiberglass piece and not those wimpy little metal things I attached. I put headlights in it with the proper plug and hooked them up like as if they're gonna work. But let's just see. Okay, well the key turns on, have the battery hooked up. No way. We got one working. Will the other one work? Probably not. Well, we got one working. Does the back one work? No way it does. That's actually lighting up. That is really actually kind of cool. Now the other thing with this tractor that's actually kind of neat, that I've never seen before either, is if you turn the key, nothing happens. I kid you not, the safety switch for the clutch pedal works. I mean, have you ever seen that one before on one of these? Because I haven't. I mean, they've always been, you know, either hooked up and it hasn't ran in years, so the safety switch doesn't work, or they're bypassed. And this one works, so that's kind of neat. So I'm going to set you up on a tripod. I'm going to start this up, drive that out of the door here. I'm going to go pressure wash this because it needs it. And get rid of all my residue from wiping it down with that steel wool. And then come back and see what we do from there. I did put oil back in this, just so you know. Well, I could have done without that. You probably saw I backed right over the oil drain pan, and now I got a big mess, and you can see I drove all the way out there with it too. Great. Well, I got it all pressure washed. Decided to take it out here and show you it in the daylight. This thing looks really, really nice. The front tires do still mismatch, but I do have some other ones that match that within time I'll switch those out. This should start right up here. I literally just had it running, but you know. Even the brakes work. Reverse. Parking brake don't work, but the brakes do. So that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, and more coming soon on the other ones.